Our next guest is Francine Acevedo. And when I met her, she was just so vibrant and so fantastic. We just decided we'd become fast friends. I later learned that she had a fantastic journey in life thus far. She was an attorney, and now she is a bar and Pilates instructor. Francine, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Now, you've worked in television for a long time. You've got a lot of different connections. But so, how did the journey start from being an attorney, doing contracts, to what you're doing today?
Well, I've always been into fitness.
Okay.
In college, I was a cheerleader at Georgia Tech, and then I always played soccer growing up, and so the fitness part was always there. Um, when I was working as an attorney, I felt really enclosed in the walls of the building that I was in. It was 12-hour days. You come home sweating, you didn't know why you were sweating. You were in a suit all day. It was just really, really hectic, really crazy, looking at small print all day long. And that's fine for some people. It's great for some people. But for me personally, I wasn't happy.
And so you decided, forget about it. I'm walking away with my law degree. And you started using your connections to say, hey, I always liked you. You want to do Pilates or bar?
Right.
And they said yes.
Yes. Well, it wasn't quite exactly like that. I just kind of fell into bar. In fact, I moved to Miami to get closer to my family because my family lives on the East Coast. And while I was interviewing with places actually like NBC and CBS and all those other type of companies, I decided that I wanted to work at a Pilates studio just because I love Pilates and I've been doing it for 13 years. So when I was looking for work, I said, I'm just going to do this for a little bit. And I fell in love with teaching. I fell in love with that connection that you get with your students. And then, of course, it's every day you leave feeling great because you just exercised all day.
Pilates has some elements in it that are like ballet, right? Are they kind of sisters almost? How would you describe the connection between the two?
Yes, in fact, Joseph Pilates, his first studio was connected to New York City Ballet right here in New York. So it's funny that you say that. Pilates has a lot to do with keeping your posture straight, alignment of the head, neck, and shoulders, alignment of the knees and the ankles. It has a lot to do with breathing. When you're moving through the exercises, you're inhaling through your nose, filling the lungs with air as the ribs go apart. And then you're exhaling through your mouth, pressing the ribs together, pressing the belly button to spine and down towards the hips. Do you feel your abs?
I feel it,
Yes,
yes.
exactly. And that is an hour of that kind of breathing.
Really?
So you can see how you leave this class with almost a six-pack.
Well, I would also think that Pilates is great pre-training for breathing for Lamaze.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I think that, there must be a connection between all of that because you need those same type of muscles.
Exactly. And actually, I do work with pregnant women, and they love the breathing aspect because there's that Lamaze connection. It helps de-stress the body, and I think that that's something that a lot of pregnant women go into the hospital worried, because especially first-time mothers, worried about the birth, and Lamaze is about de-stressing, and Pilates has that element as well.
Interestingly enough, it wasn't like you just started out in Miami and you stayed in Miami. You travel all over the place, right? It's not like you're like, okay, I could do Pilates here, but why don't I do Pilates globally, right? So where are you jaunting off to each time?
I love traveling, but because I have that connection with LA, I have a lot of friends there and a lot of colleagues there. I go back anyways for events like the Grammys and meetings and such. So I just decided, you know what, why not teach Pilates and bar? The world is our oyster, why not? If we can, why not? So I just reached out to a bunch of studios, interestingly enough, on Instagram and created relationships with studio owners in LA, New York, and then this summer I'll be going to London and Paris as well.
And was it yesterday you had a class with the person from Bravo?
Yes.
That's here in New York? So.
Yes, so fun. I had a class in Union Square yesterday, and we had a cast member from Bravo's hit show, Summer House. And their finale is actually tonight. So that's super exciting because she gave me a shout out on her page. I gave her one on mine. And there's just that synergy and that collaboration that's so, I think, relevant to today's social media world where everyone's just trying to connect.
I couldn't agree with you more. And we had such a good time down at NATPE when we met at the television convention. And like I said, the last day, I just didn't want my friendship with you to end, and we became friends. What is something that you could suggest to somebody, if they're spending long hours in an office, that they could maybe even just do at their chair? Is it a stretch? Is it, like you said, the breathing? Can you walk us through that breathing step once again? Because I thought that was valuable.
Sure.
Okay.
Having sat in an office for 12 hours myself, I definitely think it's important to stand up at least once an hour and just take a lap around the hall, take a lap around your office. also the Pilates breathing. Let's do it together.
Okay.
So we're going to put our fingertips together on our ribs.
Okay.
Okay. Your fingertips together.
Got it.
And when you breathe, usually your lungs go forward. I want your ribs to go to the side. So inhale through the nose. And see how your fingertips came apart? Exhale through the mouth. Press the belly button to the spine. And down towards your hips. You feel your abs, right? Perfect. Let's do it again.
Yoga in college, so okay, we go one more
Oh,
time.
so you got this.
I got this. Okay, one more
ready?
time. Okay, yeah.
Inhale through the nose. Ribs go apart to the sides. Exhale through the mouth. Close the rib cage, belly button to spine, and down towards the hips. Yes, exactly. I love it.
It also reminds me, like you said, of cheerleading, or singing, because I'm a singer. So I think that especially for any type of profession, but especially the arts and performing arts, I think Pilates could be very helpful to that. So I'm glad that you're doing that.
Definitely. Anybody from ballerinas to singers, like you said, even soccer players. We have triathlons in our classes as well. So
Private and group for you both.
Privates and group, right. So anywhere from 3 years old to 103 years old.
And you have a coined phrase of the studio that you have, and it's called Pilates. Perfect Pilates?
Perfectly Pilates.
Perfectly Pilates.
Perfectly Pilates.
With Francine.
Yes, and it's because I truly believe everybody's perfect the way they are.
Yes.
I know it's cheesy, but it's true, and it took a long time for me to accept that. And I think that a lot of times we're so hard on ourselves, but Pilates helped me realize, you know what? Screw it. You're perfect the way you are, and you're just getting better every day.
Love it. Love your energy. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for flying all the way in to be on the show, too. Really appreciate it.
Any day. Anytime.
Fun. We hope that you have enjoyed this little segment. We hope that you are living it up. And please stay tuned for more, because there's always more right here.